Deuteronomy 14. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is a very, very, very jealous El. He doesn't even want the names of idols to come to our lips, idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. He is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. His son Yehoshua died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity more than 2,000 years ago, and the letter J is about 600 years old. Deuteronomy 14. Excuse me. You are the children of Yah, your Elohim. Do not cut yourselves, nor shave the front of your head for the dead, for you are a set-apart people to Yah, your Elohim, and Yah has chosen you to be a people for him, a treasured possession above all the peoples who are on the face of the earth. Do not eat whatever is abominable. These are the living creatures which you do eat: ox, sheep, and goat, deer, and gazelle, and roebuck, Roebuck, and wild goat, and mountain goat, and antelope, and mountain sheep. So the deer and the gazelle, that's the one that before they said eat the clean or the unclean, the deer and the gazelle. And I'm pretty sure they just made them both, or Yah just made them both clean. Which is why it's not contradicting itself. Again, you just got to keep reading and it'll make more sense. And wild goat, and mountain goat, and antelope, and mountain sheep, and every beast that has a split hoof divided in two, chewing the cud among the beasts you do eat. But those chewing the cud, or those having a split hoof completely divided, you do not eat. Such as these: the camel, and the hare, and the rabbit, for they chew the cud, but they do not have a split hoof. They are unclean to you. And the pig is unclean for you, because it has a split hoof, but does not chew the cud. You do not eat their flesh, or touch their dead carcasses. These you do eat of all that are in the waters. All that have fins and scales you do eat, and whatever does not have fins and scales you do not eat. It is unclean for you. Any clean bird you do eat, but these you do not eat: the eagle, and the vulture, and the black vulture, and the red kite, and the falcon, and the buzzard, buzzard, after their kinds, and every raven after its kind, and the ostrich, and the nighthawk, and the seagull, and the hawk after their kinds, the little owl, and the great owl, and the white owl, and the pelican, and the carrion vulture, Carrion, carrion vulture, and the fisher owl, and the stork, Stork, I don't know what that is, and the heron after its kind, and the hoopoe, Hoopoe, and the bat, and every creeping insect that flies is unclean for you. They are not eaten. Any clean bird you do eat. Do not eat whatever dies of itself. Give it to the stranger who is within your gates to eat it, or sell it to a foreigner, for you are a set-apart people to Yah your Elohim. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. You shall tithe without fail all the yield of your grain that the field brings forth year by year, and you shall eat before Yah your Elohim in the place where he chooses to make his name dwell, the tithe of your grain, and your new wine, and your oil, and of the firstlings of your herds and your sheep, so that you learn to fear Yah your Elohim always. But when the way is too long for you, so that you are not able to bring the tithe, or when the place where Yah your Elohim chooses to put his name is too far from you, when Yah your Elohim is blessing you, then you shall give it in silver, and shall take the silver in your hand, and go to the place which Yah your Elohim chooses. So either way, go to where Yah your Elohim chooses. And you shall use the silver for whatever your being desires, for cattle or sheep, or for wine or strong drink, for whatever your being desires, and you shall eat there before Yah your Elohim, and you shall rejoice, you and your household, and do not forsake the Levite who is within your gates, for he has no part nor inheritance with you. At the end of every 3rd year you bring out all the tithe of your increase of that year, and store it up within your gates, and the Levite, because he has no portion nor inheritance with you, and the sojourner, and the fatherless, and the widow who are within your gates shall come and eat and be satisfied, so that Yah your Elohim does bless you in all the work of your hand which you do.